Okay. Very quickly, this video is going to be about Chantix, its side effects, my experience with it. The title, the tags, none of it is going to have to do with Chantix. So, the reason I'm doing that, or doing this, is to test YouTube's ad-friendly demonetization policies. Because they took the monetization off of, I think, I did 3 videos on my experience with the drug Chantix, and they took the monetization off that. I appealed it, and I got nowhere. So I'm thinking like Big Pharma uh, didn't like what I had to say because I was telling the truth. I wasn't exaggerating anything, and I also wasn't trying to tell people to not take it because it did help me quit. So, to as a synopsis, I've been a non-smoker now since 2009. So, and Chantix helped me do it. But there's some uh, issues with Chantix, as you could probably guess uh, if you were researching or have researched or even have taken this drug. When it first came out, and you could smoke for 1 week and then you're done, and that's all true. I smoked for 1 week, and by I not even the 7th day, by the 5th or 6th day, I wasn't getting the nicotine anymore, and it just tasted like I was burning leaves, which is what you're doing, along with all the other chemicals. But the nicotine wasn't hitting the receptors. So on my quit day, which was that 7th day or 8th day, whatever you want to say, um, it was a little difficult because at the time I'd been a smoker for so long, um, but I only took the drug for 3 total weeks. That first week where you could still smoke, and 2 weeks after that. And I didn't take the way, if I remember correctly, the way that you're supposed to take it is during the first week, you take 0.5 milligrams, and then you ramp it up to 1 milligram either halfway through the week or on your quit day. And then after a week, you go up to 2 milligrams, 1 milligram pill in the morning, one at night. I found that my sleep was so disturbed on this, and the fact that I didn't really have the urge to smoke on 1 milligram after calling my doctor and talking about it. He agreed, if you don't need 2 milligrams, don't take 2 milligrams, so I didn't. And I also didn't take the 12-week cycle. As I said before, I took it for 3 weeks. And after that, I didn't have the urge to smoke, and I also used they give you a free, not a subscription, but a free membership to quitnow.com or something like that. I don't know what it's called nowadays, but you could call upon a coach, which I did once just to see what that was like, to talk to somebody and say, having urges. But if you really, having urges or whatever, they would help you. They would check you, and uh, um, but by that I mean, try and put you in your place and say it's cool, don't smoke, whatever. So the whole process was good. But in one of my videos, maybe even more than one of my videos, I talked about the side effects. Side effects, other than the one I mentioned about not being able to sleep, having the most wacko dreams, because this is messing with the chemicals in your brain. I mean, your biochemistry is just being, you know, thrown into a clothes washer and put on spin. I mean, this sucker was just crazy. Um, when they first advertised this drug, as with all the drugs you see on the national news at 6:30, where some of them, you don't even know what the drug does because they tell you what the side effects are, how many side effects there are. You're like, okay, so I'm gonna bleed from every orifice, and I'm gonna be psychotic, and I'll think I'm the opposite sex. But what does this drug do? That kind of that kind of ad. Um, so when the first Chantix ads came out, they would say the usual. If you have thoughts of suicide, contact your doctor. And it's about quote unquote. And what I had, not only did I have that, well, let me back up a step. When I stopped taking the drug, when I was on the drug, I didn't have any of these thoughts. I was okay. It's fine. But when I stopped taking the drug for about 32 hours, a day and a half, one sleep, if you will, after the full day of not taking a pill, and most of the day after that, the second day, so about 32 hours, I had, those thoughts of suicide, suicidal thoughts. But I also had homicidal thoughts. In other words, I um, was able to cook up an entire plan in my head as to how to take out anybody and everybody around me and myself. And I had to step back and take a deep breath and go, whoa, what, where did that come from? Because that's not me. I'm not like that. If you know me in person or watch any of my videos, I'm not an angry dude. Generally, I'm not like that. So I knew it was a drug, and I was cognizant enough to know it was a drug. So I was just like, okay, chill out. This is weird. And as I said, it only lasted for about 32 hours. That those aggressive feelings. So I was like, okay, and then they went away, and the rest is history. And then I remember maybe a year or so, sometime within a year after I had taken a drug and successfully stopped smoking, they changed the ad to talk. Not only did they say if you have thoughts of suicide, but then they added if you have abnormal, aggressive thoughts or thoughts of aggression or this and that, they wouldn't use the word homicidal. But I am, because it was like full on postal. I know this is a sensitive subject these days, 2016 versus 2009. But the truth is the truth, right? Call it what you will. So the point of me making this 8-minute video now is to hopefully I don't think I cussed or cursed in this video or said any bad words. I just said the word Chantix a couple times. Just said it again. And I'm going to title it and tag it like Randall Cunningham or photography model, like the beautiful girl over my shoulder that's on my wall. Something like that. And I want to see how this algorithm works, because I tried to contact YouTube and they didn't get back to me on anything, right? And real quick, they cut the monetization off of the Chantix videos, but they also cut the monetization off of a single golf video. If you look through my older videos, I would be on a golf range with a few different cameras, a wireless mic, and different camera angles, and I would review different clubs or just hit balls, whatever. I'd screwing around on the golf range. And they took my monetization off of a Mizuno. And I'm saying that word, so maybe that's a trigger too for this algorithm. But I was reviewing my Mizuno irons, which are still buttery, and they're still in my bag. I love them. They're custom, the whole 9 yards. I'll link the video maybe down below. But I don't want to do that either, because I don't want to trigger that algorithm in any way other than what I'm saying verbally, the audio, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to throw this right up there. Thumbs up, thumbs downs, I don't care. I just want to, this is just my experiment to see if I can figure out how this YouTube algorithm works and whether or not it was or is Big Pharma slash the makers of Chantix that got my videos demonetized. I'm leaving them up there because I want to help people that are considering taking it, and I still do. If you ever have any questions on those videos, or if you find this video, I'll be happy to answer whatever you got going on, or even give you support. Somebody wrote me the other day and said, I'm on my 14th day, something like that, and I said, way to go, keep it up, just, you know, rah rah, sis boom bah, cheerleader kind of thing. It's all good. You gotta support each other. So, okay, this is now 11 minutes, so I'm gonna cut it off. So, it's just a test. This is only a test. If this had been a real video, I would not be sitting on my bed, and I'd be in my dining room, I guess, with the cross behind me and all that fun stuff, and reviewing headphones or something like that. So this is just a test. This is not an actual video. Okay, see ya.